Right. All right. We're live.
Is this just a hangout stream? What are we doing?
Kinda. We're gonna talk about that rapper. The goal of that episode, and then I'm gonna talk about a couple of little things that happened over the week, like OneRing.net going super fucking Amazon's bitch and attacking people. Calling JR Token he would have been woke if he was still alive. No, he wouldn't have.
Oh.
He would actually have disemboweled the woke people.
Well, my buddy's
he would
on
have
Discord.
never allowed Amazon to do this shit, huh?
I have a buddy on Discord. If you want him to join with us, Tyler.
Sure. If he wants to, you can send him a link.
All right.
If he wants to, it's up to him. I don't care.
That's fine. I'll let him know that's okay. Do I just copy the link?
How's everybody doing? Yeah. Yeah. So we'll give it a couple minutes for people to start joining in, and then we'll watch your video of the new release of that one music guy, and then we will go over a couple of these news articles, and then we will wrap it up probably. Try to keep it under an hour if I have that long.
Yeah.
Little one's been sleeping since 8, so I don't know if he's going to be up soon.
All right, Tyler, you can join if you
hopefully.
want. It's up to you, though. Oh, what about the StreamYard one that I put in?
Huh? Oh, is he there with you?
He's in Discord with me.
Give us a second. Let him join.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we're playing this Spellforce 3 game. It's kind of a interesting little thing.
Says they're not connected. The device not connected. They need to connect their mic or cam before they can handle
Oh, you got to connect your mic and cam before you can connect to the stream. Oh, that's fine. You don't have to connect the camera. Just a mic.
Yeah. This your thing isn't connected at all, so it's not letting me. They probably have to go in the settings and make sure it's under the same mic.
It's in the settings and it's saying microphone blocking extension or something. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's fine.
Some Jack tonight. A little bit of Jack.
Nice. Weird. Maybe.
What?
Oh, okay.
How's everybody doing in the chat? Just let us know. If you're here watching, tell us a hey, and we'll shout you out. Well, he figures out his thing, Nathan. Why don't you start getting that rapper song ready?
Okay.
And we'll pull that up real quick. Watch that first. We'll put his link in the description if anybody hasn't, link to his YouTube channel.
Did you get it figured out?
Or whatever.
No, that's
Should
fine.
be
You
on.
don't need a camera.
There he goes.
Can you pull them in?
There you go. Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna disconnect so I'm not getting echoes.
Put a link for
Yep,
Dan
same.
Fazek. As we're
No,
doing
there we go.
videos, I'll put on a link for people in the chat.
Code.
How are you doing, Sparky?
Oh, doing all right. You?
Yeah, not bad.
Wait till the ad disappears.
Oh.
All right. Okay. So the first thing we're gonna do, Sparky, is we're gonna
Ready?
watch the snowflakes thing together and talk about that for a minute, and then talk
I'm
about.
going to cover some Lord of the Rings news. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, I don't know if you are or not, but we get to discuss a little bit of what Amazon is doing to Lord of the Rings, or going to do.
Are we talking about the MMO?
No, you.
No,
there's a
well, we
show
can.
coming out.
The demo's good, but there's a
Oh.
TV. Yeah, they're doing a TV show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew they were doing the MMO thing. I don't know whatever happened with that, but
Well, they canceled a new one.
oh, they did.
It was supposed to come out. Yeah. All right, you can play it whenever.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
You didn't share your sound again. Oh, no, you did.
What?
Not very loud again. Your sound sucks again.
The heck? I have my other mic in too, so I don't know why my sound sucks.
Try it again. Maybe it just, I don't know. Try it again. Play it. Unless it's just me. Could be just me. I just plug my headset in, so I wonder if it.
All right, hold on. All right, Sparky, tell me if you can hear
All right,
it.
go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, you're fine. It's fine.
You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings? With your pro-choice, abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a retard these days. I hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country, and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. Black folks and white folks divided by the news, but we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too. Y'all are so.
I like that too. I like the fact that he's like, well, all right, you're ashamed of us as Americans, and you are American, but that's okay because we're all as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, the forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane, more flames. Oh no, no more snowflakes. They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole. Screw it, I ain't tripping, I don't mean to be mean. But if our children are the future, then our future is bleak. They take an Adderall to focus, hit McDonald's to eat. They're addicted to phones and they take Xanax to sleep. They blurred the lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we paint the patriots Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women. If you're black, your life matters. You're supposed to embrace it. If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave. All of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist. Capitalism, like that's the reason things are tough. Where you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks. You're supporting what you stand against. You don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn, dog, we're all afraid to speak the truth. And the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too. Y'all are so fake. Oh no, the forecast.
All right, I gotta say though, the visuals are like insane in this. So I really like how he's like wearing almost nothing when it's snowing, but then like when it's not snowing at all, he's wearing like coats and all this other stuff. Like it makes no sense, but I love it all. I
Yeah.
love it. Fantastic. I think like just that in itself is him like showing like how much contradiction there is in the world of like America, of being like y'all are sitting here wearing coats when y'all really need to, and saying stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just cool. I like it.
Mm.
I like all his visuals.
Said that there be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes. We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Everybody's wrong, that's a real problem. They don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Soon enough, we run into options. This ain't gonna end till it's in the coffee. We ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. I don't know how we can make amends, but we drop it. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid. Y'all are so fake. Oh no, the forecast said that there be snowflakes.
Yeah.
Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No
Especially this month, all the corporations go there. You know,
more,
yay, we love gay people.
no more snowflakes.
We love you. One, you know, yay. Except for those countries we are in that hate gay people, we'll make sure we're not, you know,
Well, yeah,
promote
and
you
that's
there.
one of the reasons why he calls out Coca-Cola and some of these other big corporations that
Disney.
yeah.
Yeah, like Disney, everywhere they change their logo, the pride flags everywhere except for like Palestine and certain areas that, you know, gay people
Right.
get murdered.
Yeah,
Or China.
it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sparky?
The problem,
Oh, I mean, that's actually the second time I've ever really heard it, so I haven't really heard it a lot to have much of an opinion, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's like the second time I've watched it. I think I've heard the song a couple
first
times.
time I watched it.
I feel like the more you watch stuff like that, everything, I get more like, oh, okay, I didn't see that last time or whatever.
Right. And well, that's where the reactions. That's what I was just wanting your reaction to it. But like I watched it once at work when it first streamed, and that's when I messaged both of you guys about it. And then I didn't watch it again. I listened to it through Amazon.
It's my first time watching it.
But that's the second time I've actually watched the video. But the first time I was at work, so I didn't really get a chance to really watch it. I was just more listening to the lyrics than watching it itself. But
Makes sense. Yep.
no, I just really like that,
Yeah, so
contradiction of him wearing, and then even she, well, I guess you can call her she, yeah. Blair White was wearing
hell, Parrot Head.
Huh?
Parrot Head's in here. Just, Tom McDonald's songs are good.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you, man. Tom McDonald is and we'll get his link in here. We'll get his link in the thing for you too.
Yeah, you'll send me the link in the private chat, and I'll make sure I add it.
Yeah, I'll send that link to
But
you.
yeah, so we're gonna cover this real quick.
That was his brand new song from Friday. So
yeah, so this is Bounty Comics. I do most of my news articles from them. Lord of the Rings. If anybody's a Lord of the Rings fan, like a massive fan, everybody knows the OneRing.net. The big, massive fan site used to be a respected fan site. Now it's a piece of trash because they're a bunch of fucking sellouts. Pretty much, Amazon has got the rights to make a TV show that goes to like a prequel to Lord of the Rings. They're going back to the Second Age, and Amazon wants to have the next Game of Thrones level show. So, this has been in making for a while. They spent billions to make this show. This is going to be the most expensive show ever made. And unfortunately, Amazon has gotten rid of and made sure everybody who had any kind of ties to the Tolkien estate are gone now, because they pretty much, the person who had pretty much the one they had to answer to, the son, he passed on, unfortunately, not too long ago. So the state pretty much was like, whatever, you can do what you want now. And then they had a guy who was like one of the best friends or something like that, and one of Tolkien's like the dude was like a Tolkien, like that was his job. He followed Tolkien, he did research Tolkien, he researched everything Tolkien wanted to do, and he was there. They were supposed to go through him, and he walked out. Told him to go F off, and he walked out. And then they announced that they're going to have open sexual nudity and things like that, like in Game of Thrones in this show. And a lot of people who are Tolkien fans are like, no, that doesn't belong in Lord of the Rings. It's fine. Do you want to watch that in the Game of Thrones or something? But nudity and stuff like that was never a part of Lord of the Rings. It's all about the fantasy. It's all about the quest. It's all about the characters. And Tolkien has actual books out there who cover all the ages, including the Second Age. And they're like, just follow the book. Stay to the actual lore of the Lord of the Rings. Do not change it. Do not change the races. Do not change the skin colors. Don't change anything. You're going to do something in somebody else's world. Follow that person's basic, what he set up. I've always been a defender of this. If somebody creates something and somebody else comes in, they have no right to change that person's basic things. This is the problem Disney has with like Star Wars and so many other things. They come in, they buy up something, and they're like, yeah, everything that made this popular for 50 plus years, we're just going to toss it because we believe our shit is going to be better, and it's not. It never works. And they lose 90% of their fans. It crumbles like Star Wars is crumbling right now. People just don't care anymore. The sequel trilogy was a freaking disaster. They had no plan. It's obvious. Now their new little book line is a freaking disaster. Everybody thinks it's the stupidest stuff they've ever heard. And now Amazon's going to do it with Lord of the Rings. And they're going to put in races that had nothing to do with the Second Age, like hobbits. They're going to make hobbits a major thing in the Second Age, which hobbits weren't supposed to be around during this time. So now they're just adding things in and taking things away. And then Gary from Neurotic I'm a big fan of. Him and That's Some Guy, two YouTubers are great YouTubers, went out and been pretty strongly against Amazon, and so am I. And just saying, hey, Amazon, if you're going to pay all this money, why don't you want to make it where it's going to actually sell? The people you want to sell this to, you're going to piss off because you're going to mess it up. You're going to screw around with Tolkien's vision. You're going to screw with the lore. You're going to disregard everything that makes Tolkien's work such a masterpiece. And you're going to turn it into a bastardization of what Tolkien did. And then the OneRing.net, who is now, I guess, officially connected to Amazon, went after the YouTubers who were against it, pretty much calling them racist and sexist and saying they were homophobic. How dare they? Because there's literally a tweet in here. It says, literally doing homophobic comments, whatever toxic arguments being said or lowering fandom, and they were trash. And they brought in Ian McKellen, who is the guy who played Gandalf, right here. Nobody gives a shit if the actor's gay. Nobody cares. The dude did a fantastic job being the actor who played Gandalf.
Yeah, he was amazing.
I've never heard anyone. Yeah, I have never in my entire life have ever heard anyone say, "Oh my God, that gay guy is playing Gandalf. No, they're like, holy shit, that's that guy who's, he's a really famous actor, especially in Europe, because he's a major European actor. And he's gay, but nobody cares because he doesn't bring that shit into his characters. He's literally interviewed. They have an interview with him before he did the Lord of the Rings shows, where he states that it's not about him, it's about Tolkien's vision. And he's not going to bring his shit into Tolkien's character when it's not about him. It's about Tolkien's character. He's going to play Tolkien's character as Tolkien would have wanted him to. And that's exactly what it. And they're trying to use Ian McKellen as a weapon against people who are critical, against Amazon wanting a lot of nudity and sex and all kinds of stuff into this crap. And they're saying that Tolkien is always welcome, but homophobic racism, misogynist trash is always it's a banning. And they're pretty much saying that Tolkien would have hated all these people for being hating gay people. Nobody was ever talking about gays. Period. They were just like, hey, we don't want a bunch of nudity like they have in other shows. In this show, it's not that hard. Just make a decent, clean show that sticks to the lore of Lord of the Rings, because Tolkien would never have allowed nudity in his show, period. Never. He would have been like, no. Just no. He was Catholic. Very devout Catholic. He'd have been like, hell no. That shit doesn't belong in my stories. Like, yes, they have, kids and they have, whatever. He doesn't need that. Tolkien's work was such a masterpiece. You don't need sex and crap like that, nudity and, risque things. It was all about the quest and how to, destroy the ring and fellowship and, stuff like that. And it's been great. The books are fantastic. Actually, the books are so much better than movies, especially the end. Have you ever read the books?
There's never been a book series.
But the Lord of the Rings,
the movie's better.
Yeah. I love the movies, don't get me wrong, but the extended versions are great. But after reading the books, they have the end where the hobbits go back to the Shire. They find out the whole Shire's been torn apart by Sauron and his minions, and Sauron's still alive. He's pretending to be some gang leader. You get there and Frodo just makes him his bitch, and Sauron just crawls away in the dirt, powerless because all his power has been ripped from him. And it's great because they have all the hobbits come back, and one of the hobbits got his special horn. He blows the horn. All the hobbits show up. And these gang members are like, "You're just little people. You can't do shit." And they're like, "Just fucking stomp them." And it's damn. It brings in the books. They just bring Frodo and those guys to such a much badass, height. And yeah. They're pretty much trying to say that, because people are saying that, Ian McKellen is gay, Tolkien would have never allowed him because Tolkien was Catholic, right? I'm like, well, Tolkien probably wouldn't give a shit. He's just hey, this is, as long as I keep my story to my story, I don't care what the actors are. Whatever the actors do in their spare time in their own bedroom, nobody cares.
Right. But they shouldn't be putting, if there's no gay characters in Tolkien, they shouldn't be messing with the sexuality of it. Now, if they want to, they show some nudity of beforehand of them, whatever, and then them having a kid, I don't really care. As long as it fits the story. But if they're messing with the characters in the story,
I don't want any nudity in it. Period. No nudity. Period. I don't want to see tits. I don't want to see ass. I want none of it. Why? Because I want my kids to be able to sit down and watch a show with me.
True.
You think I'm going to allow my kids to sit down and watch a full-blown nudity as Lord of the Rings? This is Lord of the Rings. This is Narnia.
I understand
Amazon buys up Narnia and brings out titties in Narnia.
No, that'd be stupid.
It's Lord of the Rings was built on a Christian basis. If you guys don't know that, I don't know if you know anything that deep about Sparky, but the whole story of Lord of the Rings is a fantasy style of European, because Tolkien wanted Europe to have their own kind of cultural fantasy thing, because they don't really have that. They just didn't at that time. And this is the World War II. Freaking everything's disaster, so people are in the worst shape, just have no hope, And Tolkien took the Bible and the Christian stories and turned it into a fantasy with like dwarves and orcs and all kinds of stuff. And them calling him woke is the funniest thing ever, because not too long ago, literally just like a month or so ago, people were actually attacking Tolkien and Lord of the Rings because they called Tolkien a racist. Why was Tolkien a racist? Guess why? Take a guess. Both of you. Take a guess. Why they said Tolkien was a racist?
I know nothing about what's going on, so I have no idea.
No. I'll answer that. They said that Tolkien made the black people orcs. And because black people are orcs, he was racist. Where did they get this information? No, they pulled it out their ass. I want to ask you, whoever looked at Lord of the Rings and the orcs and goes, that looks like a black person for me.
Yeah,
Anyone?
That's racist by itself.
Anyone ever look at it like an orc and think black people? This is the woke crowd. This is what I have a problem with the woke crowd. Is because they see something they think is whatever in their fucking crazy ass mind and go, yeah. And then they go on the attack. And they want to cancel the person. They want to ban his books from stores. They want to get, and I'm like, dude, Tolkien, Lord of the Rings is sold like every country on the planet.
Yeah. Well,
So good luck banning that shit.
There's a psychologist called Jordan. His name's Jordan Peterson. I've been watching some of his.
Jordan Peterson, I know. Man.
I've been watching some of his podcasts and different things that he does, and he talks a little bit about, like, because Ben Shapiro asked him, from a psychology standpoint, why, like, what is this whole woke thing about? Like, he doesn't, like, I still don't understand this. Like, people wanting to feel or thinking they're noble because they have a certain feeling toward a group of people or whatever who are, like, not even the smallest percentage of the population itself.
Mm.
And what he said is that woke is the people that are trying to push the woke agenda and all that. He said that what they're trying to do is destroy the individual, and they want you to feel collectively about a collective.
They want to put you in boxes and segregate you into certain boxes. That's
Right.
the whole thing. That's why they're literally a petition for like segregation. Like, we should have only black theaters. We should have only black shows. If it's anything to do with black people, only black people should be able to go see it. Like, they literally petitioned that Black Panther, when it came out, the only black people should be allowed to go see it in theaters because it's their movie. I'm like, are you actually promoting segregation right now? You're saying, like, what's next? That guy's fountain's over there, your fountain's over here. Is that what you want again? Are we really going down this road? And they're like, but it's for social justice. And it's like, no. That, wow. So yeah, so right now there's a petition right now going out saying to keep nudity out of it. And I agree with it. There should not be nudity. This is not this is not the Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones did a good whatever. That was popular until they fucked it up in the last season.
They shouldn't have tried to take they should have just tried to make their own series. If that's what they wanted to do, that's what they should have done.
Well, of course they won't do that because they're too afraid to do that. Because every corporation on Disney and all these, they don't make anything anymore. They're not creative individuals.
Game of Thrones was. I know it was a book before that, but they found the book.
Oh yeah, they took the book and then they bastardized it by the end because they went beyond the books, and then then it fell apart because they didn't know what they were doing.
Well, it was the end. Whatever.
That's why the 8th season was like the most hated thing ever.
That was
the same guys who created the whole show. It's just that
bad writing. It was just really bad.
The guy who created the
they got lazy.
It's because the guy who created. Well, yeah, but the Game of Thrones, the actual writer who writes the books wasn't done with the show. He's never going to be done with the books, by the way. It's been 10 years since he's released the next book, so I doubt the book's coming out, unfortunately, for those people who are big fans. But pretty much what's happening is these companies don't have any creative bone in their body. Like Disney, it's not creative anymore. They're just repurposers. They buy and then they twist and then they release it and hoping that because it's got the name of whatever it had, that it'll be still really popular and it'll sell really well. Like Star Wars. That's why they bought Star Wars. They're like, hey, it's Star Wars. Everybody loves Star Wars. No matter what we do to it, people are going to buy it. Well, how bad it is, no, we're not going to get it. They're like, we'll make 3 movies. We'll two for directors who have no idea what they're doing, who's never read a Star Wars book, who has never talked to freaking, Lucas at all, because it was proven that they pretty much pretend like Lucas was dead. KK was a bitch who wanted to bastardize Star Wars to the end of the earth, and she is still destroying it to this day. But as we say, the problem is these companies, these big corporations like Amazon, Disney, don't have a creativity, and they're too afraid to try. They're too, unfortunately, like me and you are actually creating our own story in our own book in our own world. We're starting from scratch. I mean, it's not easy. It's hard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, these people don't want to do that because it's too much of a risk to them. They see it as a risk management. They're like some guy in some building going, yeah, maybe we don't want to try that because nobody knows about that. It probably won't sell. But if it's got Lord of the Rings attached to it, people know Lord of the Rings. That'll sell. Even if it's shit, it'll still get people in the show to at least view it long enough to make our money. Unfortunately, it's going on their streaming service, so we're never going to know if it makes any money or not because a lot of these movies are going streaming and then they're bombing, but the people are like, well, we can hide the numbers and we can tell you it's great and smile through our ass. Like that Cruella fucking movie that just came out from Disney. That was a piece of shit. And everything Disney makes nowadays, I just sigh. I really do. Like literally everything that Disney is like, they're like, hey, we're announcing the new Marvel movie. I was like, I don't care. Hey, look, the next Star Wars. I don't care. They've literally destroyed Star Wars so much that me and Nathan grew up loving Star Wars. I did more than he did. Our dad had all the books.
Star Wars, but it's not like
I loved to read them. You're not at the same level as I was. Like, I love to read the books. Everything to me was Star Wars. I love Star Wars. And now, I fucking hate Star Wars because the past stuff was great, but there's nothing coming out that even tickles my interest anymore. The Mandalorian was, and then they fired Gina Carano and the way they did, and it was just like, okay, well, I'm done with you. And they got rid of Baby Yoda, so their fucking Mandalorian show is going to be garbage because that's the only thing that people wanted to see was Baby Yoda and the badass fucking chick who kicked ass, who was actually a strong chick. She's an actual strong female, and they got rid of her because they're bitches because she had her own mental opinion. And then, they actually, on Twitter, there's a big Twitter fight with them, and they pretty much embarrassed themselves, the OneRing.net, and people destroyed them on Twitter because they were like, they even went after some guy who's a black guy and called him a racist because he said that Amazon should stick to the lore and the continuity that was already put before them by, and they were like, saying that people should stick to lore is just a racist undertone. It's a racial word now used by racists to attack people. And he's like, wait, are you calling a black guy racist? And they're like, what? No. And it's like, yeah, you did. I'm so sad because they used to be a great site. Used to really, promote Tolkien. They promoted his books. They promoted his movies. They had a big fan site where people love to talk. They love to discuss. Yeah, you always get every fan, every group has those problem people. Everyone where somebody goes, they attack somebody for stupid reasons. Yeah, was there a couple of people who maybe came on 20 years ago when Lord of the Rings was first coming out, like, hey, he's gay, we don't want him on. Maybe 20 years ago. But this is in fucking 1987. This is fucking 2021. Nobody gives a shit who you sleep with as long as you keep it in your damn bedroom. For God's sake. Nobody wants to know what I do with my wife in my bedroom. Nobody wants to know what you do with yours. We just don't give a shit. Just act like a good, damn, decent person. That's all we're asking. Of course, these woke people are like, well, he's gay, so he's got to believe in this certain thing. He's got to act like this certain thing. He's got to dress like this. And we're going to put in these nice little boxes. We're going to keep them there. Oh, but if you're straight, you're evil, so go away. We don't want you. And it's like, what? This is why I had a gay doc in the military who hated the gay community. He fucking despised the gay community because he's like their embarrassment. And he's like, I don't want to walk around with some fucking dude who looks like a woman. He's like, I'm a gay. I like men. He's like, I want a dude who acts like a dude, who doesn't act like a bitch. And I was like, oh! And dude, that guy, he would hook me up with some of the hottest chicks in bars. He did. Because he was a much better looking guy than I am, and I'd go out drinking with him every once in a while, and I'd sit next to him, and some hot ass chick would come, she'd be like, hello, and he's like, damn girl, you're hot. And she's like, thanks. And he's like, but I'm gay. Here's my friend. I'm like, I'm not. It was fine. I had no problem with him. He's a great dude. Probably saved my life a couple of times. Who knows? He saved many people's lives because he was our doc, and he's a great doc. But none of us cared. Like, when we found out he was gay, we're just like, okay, dude, more chicks for us. Like, whatever. Like, that whole thing where, like, people in the military are afraid to be gay, like, that whole stereotype that's out there, that's not true. At least not where we're at my unit. Like, gay guys are gay guys, straight people are straight people. Don't give a shit. Just don't embarrass us. Don't go out there like, hello. How you doing? Like, oh, dude, shut up. Act like a man. Just because you like to get it in certain places, fine. We don't care. Don't care. As long as I'm not in the room with you, I don't give a shit. Because if you know the barracks, there's 3 people to a barracks room. And trust me, it's really embarrassing when you live on the top bunk and the bottom bunk guy brings his wife over. And you wake up to your whole bunk shaking. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
I dealt with that in college once. Very first night in college,
yeah.
I got there, and my roommate was his girlfriend on the top bunk, and I was on the bottom bunk.
That is kind of like.
And it was just like rocking.
The only thing I was glad they actually put a blanket around.
Woke me up. It literally woke me up. It was awful.
That's what it's like. You're supposed to be respectful to your roommates. You're supposed to put like, hey, I know it's late. I really want to get some. Can you go get something in the store for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, please? I'll hook you up tomorrow.
I have no problem.
I'll buy you something tomorrow.
But I woke up and I didn't really understand. I didn't fully comprehend because it's like 3 a.m. and I'm literally exhausted. And I just moved into my first, so I didn't really comprehend exactly what was happening. But then I heard her go, oh, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh, dude, no, we don't want to hear that crap.
And I was like, oh my God. I just put my
luckily
I put my pillow over my ears a little bit, and I turned off my headphones and tried to just sit there and watch Netflix or something. It was awful.
Yeah, well, pretty much what happened with me is I was laying down on my bed. I woke up, my whole rack shaking. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I looked down. You got a blanket hooked up like you would a old fort when you were kids, and hook it around the top so you can't see in. He's like, nothing, man. Just ignore us. I'm like, us? And her wife goes, hi, I'm your roommate's wife. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to leave now. So I got down, threw my shirt, pants on, and left. And came back 30, 40 minutes later. I'm like, she here? She's like, no, she had to go with her other friend somewhere. I'm like, okay, next time let me know. Oh my God. There's good times in the military though. There's some weird times too. Trust me. There was days when I walked out of the barracks, there's a line of dudes up the line. I'm like, what the fuck's going on down there? And they're like, there's some chick, she wants to do a train. We're like, oh my God. Anybody knows what that is? I'm sorry. I just like turned around, went back in, and closed my door. I was like, nope, nope, not getting out. Yeah,
That's Sparky's favorite thing.
I think Sparky's ignoring us now.
I have
Probably.
no idea what's going on. I'm
Huh.
lost as ever. So
We're just talking about stuff.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
You can
just cover a couple news.
join in the conversation whenever you want, man.
yeah, I just don't know any of the conversation. So I'm just
He's
kind
like,
of
I'm
listening
just
in.
staying out of the
Yeah.
Pretty much just our opinion. It's like, hey, look, you give your opinion, you can give whatever you want, no matter what.
We don't care.
This is still
Yeah,
America. We're free.
don't
Well,
care,
this is
yeah.
YouTube, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are on YouTube, but we're not monetized anyway, so what the hell are they going to do?
Destroy my channel, but whatever. They haven't threatened me yet, so I've been pretty good. I had one person try to strike me once, and that was a long time ago. So
What do you mean you have a
There's
person
some
try to strike
freaking-
you?
pretty much it's those Twitter people that go after your channels, and they say that they claim that you're whatever harassment or whatever, and they go after your channel. But good thing about YouTube is sometimes they'll catch on to that and they'll stop it from happening. Sometimes not so much. So you gotta be careful. Like especially during when the Last of Us 2 came out,
You just don't want to.
and people were like,
push
"That
the
game
button.
sucked."
You don't want to push the button to the point where
Yeah.
what's his name pushes the button. Louder with Crowder. That dude pushes the button. He gets.
Well,
banned all
yeah,
the
he
time
does it on
from
purpose
YouTube.
though.
He gets banned
He's
all
actually
the
suing the
time.
shit out of
Because-
YouTube.
Yeah, well, he does it on purpose because he knows
he's
they're
taking
going to
YouTube to
take
court.
him off, and he's got his own lawyer, and he can afford his own lawyer because he's got the largest channel on YouTube, largest political channel.
Well, one of them. The largest channels is like Ninja or what's his name,
Not
other
Ninja.
King guy.
PewDiePie is the largest individual.
PewDiePie, that's him. Yeah,
But that's not. They're not political though.
I wish you
I'm
could do
about
games.
just
No,
completely political.
and this isn't really a political channel. This is a more of a pop culture and our feelings on pop culture and games and what the hell I want to, because like Wes from West Movie Webcast will say, "This is my channel. I'll do whatever the fuck I want to." I love that about him.
Mark, are you still playing?
It's great.
This, by the way?
No, because I don't know what's going on. I am on
Oh,
snow thing.
okay. Well, I've just been building our.
Oh, you haven't? I didn't know what was going on. I thought it'd be kind of hard to.
I was still playing. I was just talking to.
I just feel like it'll be hard to communicate because there's no chat, or at least I don't think there's a chat.
No, it's okay. I mean, I wasn't.
They're kind of here. It says there's 3 people, but they just haven't really been chatting. Parrot was here. He's still here. Hey, man. Thanks
Yeah, thanks for watching.
again. Sometimes we have a lot of chat who talk. Sometimes I don't. I'm not a huge channel yet. I only got like 156, 157 people. When I get bigger, I'll have a lot more people chatting. So,
Yeah.
plus it's Saturday night, late. People are probably like, got church in the morning, crap. Oh, Shell back there. Yeah, it should be completely free speech. Yeah, they should. They should be like,
YouTube. Yeah,
I don't understand why they're like so afraid of just being like, hey, we're a free speech channel, period. Like, we don't give a shit what you say.
Well, they are owned by.
As long as you aren't showing naked pictures of little kids,
or
you're
naked pictures.
free to do whatever
really.
you want to do.
I mean, it's not really a.
If you want to show naked pictures, just put it out there that, hey, my channel shows naked shit. Fine.
Or explicit, yeah. I mean, they should have different things. But
Wes played music the other night. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Wes was on playing. Yeah. What?
The One Ring needs to be thrown into Mordor. Oh, I was saying. I mean, YouTube is its. I mean, so I don't like telling a public company or private company really what it can and can't do, but at the same time, like when you have that big of a platform where so many people are on it, and like for example, like Louder with Crowder, 100 some million followers or whatever it has. like to that point, like if you have that many people that watch you or whatever, like they should not mess with your channel at all. And the fact that they can demonetize somebody like that, then if they demonetize you, they should not be allowed to have their ad on your channel at all. Period.
Oh, they
Because
still
then
make money off you.
off
You
of
just
you.
don't.
They're making money off of you, even though that you're not
You're
getting
not.
that money.
It's
So
you. Yeah.
right. So that's where I don't like that. But other than that, like I don't know. I don't really particularly care.
I mean, any corporation does any business in America can never go against the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States is free speech for everyone.
Well,
As long as you don't harm any other person's freedoms.
Right, and the other thing is that
That's it.
I'm not saying it was right or not, but the people that went after like the Christian couple that were making cakes, or the Christian cake bakers, and then then a lot of gay people went after them, or like were trying to get them to make their cake.
Yeah, they did. They targeted him. They targeted him.
Yeah, they targeted
him.
Yeah, and that one
purposely went after him, knowing that he was going to do it.
The Supreme Court finally stopped it and said no.
Backed him.
The
They went after him again.
But a lot of different courts did not back him, and so that's where I'm saying, like,
well, yeah, the whole his whole state.
I think that they should have, like, to me, even though they were a private company, I'm going to hold YouTube to the same standards that I would hold them to. If you're a private company, you should not be allowed. Now, you can disallow service to somebody, but you should not be able to do it based on anything outside of their, like, if they're being rude to you in some way. If they're not being rude to you in some way, you should not be able to tell them no. So, do I agree with the fact that the couple said no to gay people just because they were gay? No, I don't. However,
he didn't say no. He was nice. It was like he was like, "Hey, I don't do gay." What he said was, "I don't want to celebrate." And like, he doesn't customize his cakes that way. It wasn't even about them getting gay. Like, the whole thing was like mispursued. Like, they came in and said, "Hey, we want our cake with this like special gay decorations." And he's like, "Hey, I only make my cakes. I don't custom make cakes." Is what he was saying. Is what he told them. And they were like, "Well, you're just doing it because we're gay." And he's like, "No, I'm not doing this because you're gay. I'm just saying." And then he gave them like actual baker addresses and numbers that they could call. They had no problem doing customized gay parties. And he's like, "Go to these people. They'll help you out. No problem." And what they do? They sued him. They tried to destroy his company. Why? Because they wanted to destroy somebody.
Right. Well, they were targeting somebody that was Christian. They found out he was Christian, and they wanted to go after him because he was Christian. And if he wasn't, he wouldn't make their cake,
they were targeting him. They were It's targeted harassment.
Targeting. I'm not saying
that's exactly. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
but
I'm going to hold
YouTube is different, a little bit different, because YouTube is like, you subscribe to the people you want to. You're not forced to subscribe to anybody. So if you don't like what the people are doing, don't subscribe. Don't watch your stuff. I used to love.
That's where I think that's where I was saying earlier is that
Angry
YouTube
Joe. I used to enjoy Angry Joe. I won't watch his shit anymore because Angry Joe is he decided he went full TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome, and then he went after Gina Carano and said that because of what her problematic tweets, and they were trying to educate her, and I was like, no. They went straight up disrespect to Gina Carano and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm not watching your shit anymore. And I unsubscribed from him. Yeah, they went out of their way to get him. Yeah, they were like, so this happens to some YouTubers too. Like, they they go on Twitter, they're trying to promote their stuff on Twitter, and this is why Twitter is such a piece of shit fucking platform. Because they don't give a shit.
Well,
they'll ban you for saying something they don't like. But they'll allow their little people to go after you.
Twitter,
and a lot of these companies give way too much power to Twitter. Way too much power to Twitter. You should not be able to go on Twitter, make up some lie about somebody, and then cancel somebody.
Right.
Where that guy loses not only his job, his livelihood, and his way to pay for his family. This happens several times now.
What I'm saying is, though,
lose a job.
It's not that the companies are giving a lot of power to them. It's that the companies feel like, oh, well, if 10,000 people or like 1,000 people on Twitter are saying this. Well, how many people are there out there that actually believe it? And that's the problem, is they need to stop thinking that way. They need to stop thinking
Twitter's
like
not the real world.
Twitter owns or Twitter has like the, you know, just be. And the other thing is that I was also watching another Jordan Peterson talk about Twitter itself, and he said, well, the one thing about Twitter that's interesting, and that we don't really know about, is that because people can be anonymous on there, people are going to show their worst. And he said it's also reactionary.
Oh,
It's also
oh yeah, I've
reactionary.
seen some pretty nasty stuff.
Well, he's saying it's also a reactionary like thing where like, so if somebody gets on there and you can't really have conversations on there. You can only have reactions because of how many words and letters they allow you to type. So he said that the issue with Twitter is that a lot of anonymous people can get on there. They see something they either like or dislike completely, and then they can just write a quick thing about it and share it to their friends, and their friends will write a quick thing about it and share. So he's saying it really is a negative energy pool, is what he said, because it allows people to be the worst of the worst of themselves just because they can be anonymous and say whatever the hell they want.
And unfortunately, people use it as a weapon too.
Yeah, and that's what
That's the cancel
SJWs
culture
use it
crap.
as a weapon. The SJWs have been using it as a weapon for a while. Also, I have no idea if I'm supposed to like exit the game and then come back in. Is that how we're gonna do this, Sparky?
I don't know what we're doing.
Oh, I'm still playing the game.
Oh, okay. Let me get done with this mission, and then I will join back.
That's
Like, I'm
fine.
still in the game. I just went to a different game.
That's cool.
I'm trying to find this article real quick, but Marvel just announced a new Captain America.
What?
And I gotta find it. There's gotta be an article on this. Where is it? Come on, show me.
Oh, like a new person that's playing Captain America, or like a whole new Captain America?
No, like a new like comic.
Oh,
It's pretty funny because if you know anything about Marvel comics now, they're absolute trash.
Jordan Peterson is the Red Skull, apparently. Yeah, apparently.
Oh yeah, they literally put in like
Right, I heard about that. Yeah,
in a thing where he used some of his quotes as, and I'm like, are you trying to make Red Skull like not such a bad guy? Because what he's saying actually makes sense, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean,
let me look this up real quick. I
it's
gotta
funny.
find this.
It's funny because I was watching him up against like all of these, especially like the feminists, and he talks to them like he's like, "Well, what do you mean by like the like what are you guys trying to accomplish here? Because you guys already have all the same, pretty much the same rights. And it's not that you guys can't make money." And they're like, "Well, yeah, but what about there's only 3% of women are in the largest companies there are." And he's like, "Well, yeah, but that's
It's
because
like
everybody has to work their butt off to get there." And he says some women are just, they don't want to do that. They want to be, they want to be family people. They don't want to have to work that hard to get to the top. And she's like, "Well, why would you have to? You shouldn't have to work." He's like, "Well, all men have to. Men have to fight and scratch their way to the top in some of those companies."
It's stupid. The third wave feminism is like just trash. Well, come on, show it.
And I
Where
agree
is
with
it?
Tom McDonald on
Delete
some
it?
of it too.
You might have deleted it.
Tom McDonald has
I think they deleted it. I can't find it. I'll look for it. I gotta find this. This is hilarious. They've been doing this whole like woke Captain America because it was idiots. It's just idiots or whatever it is. Yeah, let me share this. This is freaking embarrassing. Like this is their new Captain America coming to you. Yeah, it's because they're doing this like 80th anniversary Captain America thing, So they've been doing like gay Cap. They did a like really racist Indian Native American style Captain America, where he had to like wear his hair and he had to wear like moccasin looking thing. And now they're doing like, oh look, she's got a mask. Isn't she brave and stunning? Yeah, she's got a mask with COVID. And yeah,
Oh,
just
Oh, Sparky, you got
stupidest thing.
trying to get back.
Yeah, this is why Marvel and DC have fallen so far, and they're such trash. It's because of shit like this. It's because they're like, hey, let's fuck up Captain America. Why not? He's a character we don't need anymore because it's not making us money, and fans don't really love Captain America because Captain America. Now the TV show made it. Now freaking Falcon's taking over as Captain America. The dumbest thing I ever heard. He's Falcon. Let him be Falcon, you fucking piece of shit. What's so wrong with Falcon just being his own hero? Oh, that's right, because he's black, and you can't trust that a black hero is going to be cool, so you have to make sure he takes over a white character spot.
Yeah,
It's hilarious. God, it's so bad. This is why anime and like manga is destroying them. Absolutely destroying them. That's why they're so pissed.
I'm not a big anime fan, honestly. I mean, anime's okay, but
I love anime. I love a lot of anime. Actually, I've been getting into a lot of anime lately because I'm just bored with everything else. Nothing ever like I sit here and I'll be like feeding my kids watching old anime shows. It's because I got nothing better to do, and it's better than anything Marvel or anything else coming out. It's funny because like I think what was it Demon Slayer, literally their manga is outsold both Marvel and DC. Just one manga book has outsold every single comic, both combined, in the United States. Just one. They're crushing them. This is why they're so pissed, because DC and Marvel, like their comic book creators, are become so woke. And they put their politics into every single hero now that nobody wants this. Nobody wants your politics in their stuff. It's not. You can't have like a certain political leaning in comics as long as the story is good. Nowadays, it's not about the story. It's not about the characters. It's all about the political messaging. It's all about the propaganda. And so they shove all this shit into their comics, and people are just like, I don't want to read why Captain America is embarrassed that he's American and hates that he's an American, and literally they had it in the latest, like in that show where they have the was it Falcon and Winter Soldier. They're really talking about like how Captain America was problematic because he's a straight white male, and how it's such a great. It's like literally they have a little scene which pisses me off as a veteran who has stood beside black people with the American flag in our hands. He's like, I understand how problematic and how it was he hands him the shield and he's like, I should have known what it would have meant for a black man to hold the American, the Captain American shield. And I'm like, people have been doing it for like 200 years. Black people have been fighting for this country since pretty much its founding. So what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that your Falcon's the first American guy to ever carry the American symbol, and how that's a credible thing? What? People do it for years. I've stood by them. I buried some. So I want to know the fuck you're talking about, Disney. This is why they're such a piece of shit company now, is because they're like, see, Black Captain America, we're not racist. Don't cancel us.
yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Exactly. If you have an LGBT character, it's fine, but don't lead with that. Don't make it the thing about the character. Exactly. You don't have to be like, hey, this dude's gay. We're gonna make sure his costume looks like
your own character
gay.
That's a gay character, and that's what they're about. That's who they are, and all that crap. do whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Yeah,
But you're probably not going to.
it might not sell. It
That's
doesn't
the
matter.
problem. You're not
Make
going
a good story.
Yeah, you probably won't get many.
Make a
views.
good story.
Do whatever. You
Because
want.
comics and books and movies and TV shows, it's all about the story. People want to read a good story. They want to hear a good story. They want that, the hero's journey. They want whatever cool story, whatever. Nobody gives a shit. The person's gay. Nobody cares. Like you can make it a second off thing where he like has a boyfriend in the corner. Nobody cares. Like nobody wants to see him make out, really. But whatever. Maybe there's somebody out there who's like, yay! I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Just don't make it be one thing about the character. When they make it's funny is they had like that one little kiss in Star Wars with the two ladies at the end, and they're like, see, it's the first gay kiss on camera, yay! And we're like, is it really? And then they took it out when they went to like overseas, when they went to like China and stuff like that. They got rid of it because they were so empowered that if the country won't accept them, they won't put it in. But we're the problem. They're like, America's so racist and hateful, and blah, blah, blah. We're like, we're actually pretty open to anything as long as you follow our laws and don't take away our rights and freedoms. We welcome pretty much anybody. And it's like, well, what about gay people? You literally have parades in our streets. You can't do that in Iraq. Women rights. I always laugh at women rights here in America because I'm like, you have more rights than men right now. You do. They just do. If you really look at it, like, what judge is going to side with a father over a woman in any child case? Period.
Right.
Yeah, he's not even a super soldier. Exactly. Yeah, Sam Wilson wasn't a super soldier. He hasn't been on to Steve and Bucky. Yeah, Bucky should have been a super soldier because Bucky was his best friend. So when Cap retired, the shield should have went to Bucky because Bucky was a super soldier, and Bucky earned it. Instead, they're like, well, Falcon should carry it. Why would Falcon carry it? He's the Falcon. He's got the freaking bladed wings. He flies around. Let him do that. Just let him be his cool character. Falcon's a fine character. They're like, well, not as cool as Captain America. Okay, so not many are.
Right. That's pretty annoying.
It's stupid. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Shield having a complicated history was trash story angle. Yeah. And they were saying they had a complicated history because all the racism in our country and how black people shouldn't. Guys, that pissed me off. When I heard about that, ooh, that made me mad as much as the Gina Carano crap. That pissed me off. I was so pissed. I was like, are they really like insulting every black American hero who ever served? Like, hey, you died and was buried with the American flag, but America's racist. We're sorry about that. The guy's like, I died for my country and the people I love. What's your problem? God.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I gotta find this real quick. There's this person on Twitter that I actually agreed with when this whole thing started going down. See if I can find it. Here it is. Sure. All right. So I found this person on Twitter. She says, this is actually very important. This is the problem I have with the woke crowd. She says, when gays decide to hide back in the closet, let me tell you, it won't be the conservatives that drove us back with the so-called allies from the left. And I said, yeah. My response to her was, yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, this is my response. I was like, because we don't put you all in boxes. We think all gays or whatever makes you all the same. I couldn't care less who you sleep with, if you're a good person or not. That's the only difference. the woke, the neat. I should have put like periods and shit. I'm terrible at it. The difference of the woke and those like me, who are just good people who don't want to pander or be fake. A lot of these people are fake. They don't give two shits. They really don't care that they're gay. It's a weapon against their political opponents. That's why you see all these like politicians, and in the month of June you have every company out there like, we love gay people only in the month of June, and it's like, why? Because it's Pride Month, Pride Month, and then God, it's so annoying because I'm on HBO Max and a couple of other shows. All of a sudden, like dude, gay shows. Would you like to watch all these gay shows? I'm like, if I didn't watch it before, why would I want to watch it now? I don't know. Problem is gay. Who gives a shit? It's not my movies. I have my fans. They have theirs.
Right.
This is where I went. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. This is that thing I was talking about. How it's a racist. Oh God, I can't zoom in. It says, this is them from the One Ring.net. Sorry to make your point that you now are racist dog with, so I guess you can't use it anymore. Pretty much he's saying that, the whole thing about keeping Lord of the Rings to its lore. It's what it was meant to be. And they pretty much said that he was, being whatever. Yeah. Just some guy, though, if you ever watched him, he's pretty funny. He's a great freaking YouTuber. Just some guy. Does like this whole animated thing where he's like guy talks. Great. So funny. He likes to make videos about Twitter, the twit bots. The female chicks are always like half naked. And he likes to make videos laughing at them because he's like, how embarrassing does it have to be? The only way you get fans is if you're naked. Or half naked. And then they get all pissed off because like those chicks are money. Like holy shit money. Because these are some weird ass people out there just giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to her for like nothing. She's there in like a bathing suit. They're like, oh my God, you got big tits. She's $100,000. It's like, Jesus Christ, strippers don't even make that much money.
We're in the wrong
If
field.
I knew you were going to be on for a while longer, I'd ask the panel link instead, doing on typing. Yeah, Shelbeck, next time I'll have you join me, okay? We're going to wrap it up here in a second. I'm pretty sure my little one's going to be waking up soon.
Yeah, you can totally join us sometime.
Yeah, Shelbeck? Oh, yeah, I've done streams with Shelbeck before. We're going to do this real quick. This is a great freaking singer. He's a YouTuber. His name is Dan Vazik. I have promoted him before. We're going to listen to like one of his. My favorite one that he's done is the Witcher. Toss a coin to your Witcher. Fucking great ass song from him. I haven't heard this one yet, so we're gonna listen to it. By the way, Dan, I put a link in the top if anybody has never seen him. But Dan Vazik. Nobody cares. Go away. Go away. Dead. Here we go.
Oh, we gotta bring this guy with us.
Gotta bring who? We gotta bring people with us.
Yes.
Oh.
For sure, anyway. Yeah, that guy. What is this? Anything? No? Okay.
I'm so confused at who's having who.
Oh, Shellback. Not as bad as you think. Just let you know.
That's a cool dude when he's not eating crayons.
The Marine thing.
Oh. I don't know what that's referring to. So,
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Oh,
God,
oh,
I don't
why?
know what happened. Everything's wrong.
Why? Why are we doing this?
I didn't mean to.
You're gonna be dead. We should probably try and fight the same target or something.
I cannot hear you.
Oh, fucking great. Dan Fazic, everyone.
I can't hear it.
I know
Great.
it's muted to me. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Oh, you can't hear it at all?
no.
I'm not sure the shit. Did I not share that at all? Here. Wow.
I could see the
That's a
video,
cool
but no,
video.
I couldn't hear anything. No.
Yeah.
Let me
Well,
let
choppy,
me
but yeah, that's all I saw.
do it again. I don't think I was sharing audio.
There's a ear. Those are crap.
All right. Since I screwed that one up, we'll look for a different one that's really good. Let's find is toss my coin to your Witcher real quick.
Does it say that? Wait, what?
Let me find it. Real.
I think you have to try and touch this thing.
It's
This is his YouTube channel.
Let's
I have
gather
a
your
feeling we're
hero.
missing someone. There's 3 people here, and there's 4 people in the upper left-hand corner. We must be missing someone.
Grace to ride it home.
Yeah, we're missing someone back here. I'm gonna move him over.
Oh, I can't even. There's nobody I can move.
He's coming. He also has some ability points, apparently.
A silver-tongued devil, his army of hells, his hooves the day revel.
There we go. Maybe now.
You guys can hear it now, right?
Yeah.
Broke down my loot and the kicked in my teeth. Wow, that those horns when such tender me.
It's a little quiet, but I can hear it.
Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty. Oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty.
Wait, what? Oh God.
Right.
Oh God.
At the edge of the
Wait,
world,
we're gonna die.
the mighty
I'm
horn
gonna move.
that shows embrace you and bring to the morning.
What the heck happened? Oh,
Someone did. Okay, no, I'm not dead, I guess. I don't know what's happening. I'm so confused.
kill the. Yeah, that guy. You're gonna die.
Yeah, what happened? He even run.
That's my epic tale. A champion prevailed, defeated the villain.
Yeah, help me, traitor.
Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty. Oh, toss a
I'm so lost.
All right, let's stop there. But yeah, fucking awesome music.
That's pretty cool.
Dan Fazic. Hey, Mary Mayhem's going live soon. The notifications. Mary Mayhem's great. Erner D. McLaurin. How to view The Witcher? What you like the TV show? You mean like the Netflix show? It was pretty good. It was pretty decent.
I'm still not alive.
Are you not behind this
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, you're behind it.
Oh, there we go. It wouldn't let me move.
I'm so confused
you
on
guys
who's
playing
controlling
anyways?
who.
It's called like Spellforce 3 or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest.
It's like a weird RPG into. Not really sure yet.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It's like it went from like an RPG randomly to a RTS, like where we could. It's kind of like Age of Empires with RPG stuff. I'm so
It
confused.
feels almost like it doesn't know what it wants to be at this
Yeah.
point.
Yep, I agree.
I mean,
There's
I'm
a lot
not
of games like that.
I need to
Yeah, I'm
figure out
still
how to
playing
mute the
Biomutant,
Witcher.
and I'm still playing.
I've only seen the very first episode. I think isn't it on Netflix? Witcher series?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. So if you have Netflix or you have a way to watch, it's on Netflix. If it's still on it, it should be. I don't know what's going to happen in the second season, though. I'm kind of afraid. How's Myriasphere? He's sleeping right now over there. He's probably going to wake up here probably any minute now. I said that last night because I was going to put his like we got these little.
Oh,
My wife got this for
baby.
our kid. It pretty much it's like because she works nights and it's called an owl sock. Pretty much you put it on the kid and it like monitors their like vitals, and if anything goes wrong, it'll set off like a big alarm.
Your character's
on
up
our
there,
phones and everything.
I cannot hear you at all.
You don't have
What?
Netflix.
Oh, there's people up here. There's so many people talking.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I had to put that on him at night because my wife doesn't like have a heart attack while she's at work. It kind of keeps her easy. Even I think he's fine. But I gotta put that on him soon, and he's probably gonna wake up and be hungry any minute because the last time he ate was like 8 o'clock. So it's 8, 10, 11. Well, no, it was like 7:30. So he should be waking up like in 15 minutes. So every like 3 to 4 hours he wakes up hungry. But he's almost his 3rd month, so yeah. I'm sure I can sail the high seas. Yeah, you were Navy, weren't you, Shellback? Yeah, you were. I may have eaten crabs, but you were part of the ladies' side. Just saying. My brother, if he ever gets going, he should be in the Navy.
Possibly, he doesn't know yet.
What? I thought he had like the whole thing planned out, and he was like testing and everything for it.
I mean,
he's getting cold feet already.
No, he's gonna test. He doesn't know if he wants to go Navy though.
Well, what else is he gonna do?
He hasn't decided yet. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do. He doesn't know what he wants to do yet.
I'll let that cost that. Hey, there's a men's side of the Navy and a ladies' side of the Navy. The Marine Corps is the men's, the Navy's is the female. I'm just saying, you know.
You're thinking of the Air Force.
Well, no, the Air Force is its own branch of sissiness. They just get everything handed to them.
Air Force the chairs. Chairs, that's what they are.
Air Force live in like hotels and have like
chairs.
Crab and lobster every day of the week. And
I don't know about all that, but maybe.
Others had a keyhole. It's all right. I made fun of one of my buddies who was in college who joined the Navy. I laughed at him when he joined because I was like, as soon as he joined, I asked his wife, I was like, so what does it feel like to be the wife of a seaman? Get it? Seaman?
Yeah, I get it.
It's literally a rank. It's a rank in the Navy. They call them seamen.
Yep.
And I just laughed. I made fun of him forever that. Them and their white outfits. They're afraid to get, you know. Oh, so I did make fun of Shellback. I don't know if you were in when they were changing their camouflage. The Navy was planning on a blue camouflage outfit for their Navy men on ship. So if they fall in the water, they're camouflage. So you can't see them. Oh God, that was funny. And yeah, they got rid of that pretty quick. Oh, that was like a couple of years when I was still in. They were talking about that, and they showed them off. They're like our digis from like the Marine Corps. We had like greens in our deserts, and they're like, "Look at our blue ones," and we're like, "When are you gonna wear that?" They're like, "On ship." I'm like, "Okay, so what happens if you fall overboard?" They're like, Actually, I almost went in the Marine Corps, but I followed my dad and brother into the Navy. That's cool, dude. My dad was Army, and he was like Army National Guard, so we all can't be badass. Hey, we're the few of the proud, though, just saying.
With a few body bags.
That's the Army. The Army, they're just like the fooders. They're like, hey, stay here. Please don't lose anything. The Marine Corps is going to move on and kill some more bad guys over there. If we had to come back here, we're not going to be very happy with you. And then, like, a year later, we had to come back because they lost everything. It's like, great. Now we got to take our city back again. And they're like, I'm sorry. Like, the Army gets so much. This is the sad thing about the Army. They get so much funding, and they spend it for the stupidest things. I literally watched. We made fun of like a bunch of Army guys that got to our base, and they go on patrol with us, and we would like have just our flat jackets, our gun, and like a water bottle on my freaking side. This guy's like loaded down with like shoulder pads and freaking like a whole fucking suit of just ridiculous amounts of gear that you're never gonna fucking use, like ever. Like, he's got like clip on this, clip on that. He's got this fucking thing on his back. He's got this other shit on him. I'm just like, isn't that hot, heavy? He's like, fuck yeah. I'm like, why? They're like, because they tell us we gotta wear it. I'm like, fucking suck. But here's the Marine Corps, and we don't get paid shit because all of our funding goes to the Navy. So Navy gets all our funding, and the Navy goes, we're gonna spend all our money here. You're gonna get this like trickle down sense. And we're like, all right, that's why like every like 10 years we have to buy new weapons because all our weapons are like 10 years old, used like thousands of times. We're like, we may need more new M16s. They're like, oh, we had M4s come up like 5 years ago. Why are you guys still using M16s? We're like, because we don't have the money to buy M4s. Only like 3 people in our company have M4s or sidearms. For some reason, our docs got sidearms and our like lieutenants, and the rest of us had no sidearms. There's like, here's a knife.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, they're base housing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Air Force base housing like the best. And I'm fucking like, we're all like, I don't know how many times I want to do like an Air Force base. I'm just like, this is your fucking barracks? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, this looks like a 4-star hotel. You got a fucking balcony and like a whole kitchen and like actual bedrooms and a pool. Like, what's your barracks look like? It's a big building made of brick, 3 people in a tiny fucking room as big as my fucking office space, and somehow a sink and a toilet. Oh, we get a shower. It's not a very great shower, but it's a shower. And they're like, oh. Well, you know. And Army's over there in like a big fucking like bay, and they're all living together in one giant bay. They're like, hey.
About that.
Everyone get lippy when soldiers remind them that all our pilots can land on moving roads. That's true, and actually, it's actually easier to become a Navy pilot than it is an Air Force pilot. And they have I don't know if I could do it. Like, they're like, hey, you got to land on this stretch of field that's literally this big, and it moves. You screw up, you're gonna die, and so is a lot of people on that ship. Air Force guys are like, we have this giant runway, and we fly planes that can literally travel half across the country. So we bomb a place, we fly home, and we go have steak dinner. But hey, we're combat vets. And you're like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. They're like, what's wrong, guys? We're going home after our single bombing run. I'm like, great for you guys. Great. We're going to be stuck here for 7 months. Eating MREs. I will tell you this, Shellback. When I was on Navy ship, they got good food. When I was on there, fuck, they had good food. Like every day they're pulling out like lobster, fucking crab, and fucking massive chicken, turkey, and shit. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, technically, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's because you can actually transport your shit. They can fly like from your little tiny Air Force. Actually, it's like, okay, your mission is halfway around the world. You got to be there in 10 hours. Bomb the shit out of that place, and you're gonna fly home. And then we won't send you up for like a week or two. And 90% of the time, when I got there to bomb, they never bombed. It was show of force. I fucking hate show of force, especially when fucking Obama. He got rid of all their bombing. He's like, I don't want you guys destroying stuff. We're like, we're in a war zone. Shit gets blown up all the time. He's like, yeah, but then we gotta pay him for it. And I'm like, no, we don't. But I want to, because you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's
What a reason I hate Obama.
he's a punk.
That pissed me off more than anything. Is when we had to guard this guy who came in from fucking who knows where with a backpack full of cash, like hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash, American dollars, taxpayer dollars, in a big bag. And he's walking around the marketplace. And he's going to the shops, and he's like, "Hey, who owns this shop?" Because it got destroyed in like some fucking bombing run. Like half the marketplace was IED to hell, so he blew the whole fucking place apart. And he's like, whose shop is this? And some guy would be like, it's mine. Another guy would be like, it's mine. And they like have a fist fight until someone wins. And they'd be like, no, it's mine. And they'd be like, okay, it's yours. How much do you think it's going to cost you to repair and fix up your shop? Oh, 10 grand? And he's like, okay, here's 10 grand. Sign this. I'm like, I was really just handing out cash. That's my shop. I actually own this whole block, so I want $100,000 right now. Just saying. Food was decent. Steak and lobster ain't that great though. The steaks are like shoe. I don't know, man. It was better than freaking like shitty fucking MREs every fucking day or week. God, you know what we did? We actually were clever. We got attached with an Afghani army unit. They really weren't anything. They sucked. But thankfully, I was under a ship company. I was attached to a squadron. Oh, that was cool. Pretty much, what we did was we gave some of our American dollars to these guys, and we're like, "Hey, go buy us a pot, bag of rice, potatoes, tomatoes, whatever you could find, and some meat." They would go to the market and they would buy like a bunch of shit. And so we actually created our own little campfire. So we boiled chicken, rice, and shit over open fire every night for dinner. And I will say this, fucking fresh chicken, like strip, fucking cut, throw in a pot with rice, potatoes, fucking onions and tomatoes. I could eat that shit all day. Because there's something about that fucking country that the food was so much richer than what we give the fucking in America. America, all our food's like infused all this fucking chemicals. Oh, that shit was so fucking good. And their bread, man, I don't know what it is. They had these big round flat breads. They're fucking delicious. And we would buy like a whole stack of them and we'd keep them in our tent. And we would just go every dinner and we'd just have people lined up, or a whole bunch of people. But it'd be like my squad. It was like we set our pot down, fucking pour our rice in, fucking cook. Hour later, I was sitting there, everybody else is eating MREs, going, "Fuck you guys!" We're like, "Hey, buy your own shit." That was fucking great. I was usually the cook too. I usually ended up cooking every night and then cleaning it up. But that was my thing. I get back, I'm like, "Hey, I'm putting the pot on." They're like, "All right." The bread out, put that fucking rice and that fucking, because it would boil for an hour, the chicken meat would fall off the bone. And the grease and everything would mix in with the rice, the potatoes and everything. Oh, God. So good. Fucking just plot that thing on our bread, just fucking eat it. God, now I'm hungry. God, it was good food. That's what we did for a long time. Long time. Shit was awesome. We got lucky though. Nobody poisoned the food they were selling us. that ended up happening where like they stopped us from doing that after like someone put like glass in a watermelon and sold it to a bunch of soldiers, and the soldiers ate it, and their whole stomachs got like torn apart. I was like, oh. They're like, yeah, well, maybe you should stop buying food. I'm like, it's not us, it's Afghani soldier guys. But yeah, I think I cooked good. That's the first time I ever had goat. Goat was good. Like we actually got Marines are fucking crazy, so we tied a rope to a goat's horn after it had its head severed, and we're like fucking like twirling a goat head around us, like throwing it at people. God, we did stupid shit. We were great. Oh, I better get going though. It's been an hour and a half, guys. I didn't think we were gonna go this long, but he's still sleeping, so
All right, man.
good. I'm gonna get up and get his bobble ready because I'm sure he's gonna wake up any minute. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Shellback, and everybody else in the chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you all for coming. Have a great time. We'll see you guys next.